Here, I'm going to be showing you how to do frog rocks, which is basically a motion that you apply and work in the frog stretch. So just to review positioning, you are going to go on all fours. And to get into the frog stretch, we're going to make sure that our hands are under the shoulders, knees are under the hips. We're going to widen the knees as far as we can tolerate. We're going to get the shins parallel to each other, right? So we're going to line the heels with the knees. And then from here, once we are in the frog stretch, we can stay on the hands or we can stay on the elbows. So I'll start on the elbows and show you how to do this on the hands afterwards. But to do a frog rock, you're basically just going to rock back and forth. So from here, you're going to go into the stretch by simply sliding your hips back, and then you're going to rock forward. And as you rock forward, you're actually going to, you can move your arms as well to adjust. You're actually going to tuck your pelvis. So if you look at my lower back, you're going to tuck your pelvis as you go forward. And as you come back, you're going to arch your lower back. So it's kind of like doing what you could consider like a cat camel or a pelvic tuck. So you arch your lower back when you sit back, you tuck your pelvis when you go forward. And by doing that, we're creating a lot of motion through the pelvis, through the hip. And you'll feel this really, really deep inside because we're really addressing the joints here. You're feeling a lot of motion through the deepest layer of tissue, which is your joint capsule. All that means is we're really targeting some very specific areas in this hip joint, and it's something we really want to be able to tolerate motion through. And in order to do that, you got to move, right? So that's why in this frog stretch, you can couple these with some lift-offs, but I love these because they just bring you through a good, if you consider the positioning of my pelvis, I'm actually going through flexion extension, but I'm also going through more abduction as I go forward by tucking my pelvis under. Not that you have to get into the nitty-gritty of all this, but just know that you're moving through a lot of ranges of motion, a lot of planes of motion, and you're going to feel it. It's really, really good movement to just plug in, especially if you're spending a lot of time in this frog stretch. At some point, you're going to want to be able to tolerate moving, and you'll notice that you can actually increase the range as you start to get used to this. And then if you want, you can also stay in one position, try and practice tucking your pelvis there, rock forward, tuck your pelvis here, and you'll feel a lot of deep stuff throughout those positions. So that's how you do a frog rock in the frog stretch.